of curiosity costing you a fortune? That's the question today. My name is Marlon Sanders. I've been doing this full time since 1997, and we're doing it here today. Sold over 70,000 products. So here's the thing: is your curiosity, lack of curiosity, costing you a fortune? By the way, if you are curious, go over to marlonsanders.com. You can get my free seed marketing report. Find the need, sow the seed, reap the harvest. But here's the thing: is that the attitude or spirit of curiosity causes you to do things and conduct tests and try innovative things. See, does that make sense? Like if you're really curious, you're going, well, what if I do this? What if I do this? You're going to test and try out different things. And it's like it drives you. If you're not curious, then you just got a job. Honestly, if you're not curious, you just got a job. Okay, well, I got to do this, blah, 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 to make some money. That's it. If you've lost your curiosity, it's costing you a fortune because all you got for yourself is a job. There ain't any juice to it. So what you've got to do is to tap into your inner curiosity. What are you curious about? Now, go out and do some tests. Try some things. I'm going to give you a practical example. This is not just theory. I was just reading today. Travis Sago has a really brilliant thing called blue collar continuity. If you go over to his Substack, excuse me, I forget the URL for his, my asthma is bothering me this morning. I really apologize. It's driving me crazy. If you go to his blue collar to his Substack, I forget the name of it, but just Travis Sago, Sago, you will find his free Substack, and then you can he's got a bargain, a big deal on his blue collar continuity. Now, he has a method called the webisode, and the webisode is like a 30-minute webinar, just 30 minutes, right? And the first 15 minutes, you teach something really cool, and you give people something really cool to show up, a worksheet, a template, something, but something specific, a specific deliverable if they show up, right? And then you make an offer in the last 15 minutes. Now, I've never done this. He says, number one, more people are going to show up. Like a lot more people are going to show up because it's just 30 minutes. Number two, he says he closes 25% of the people on webisodes. So if you have 100 people sign up and 25 buy from your 100 show up, 25 buy from your webisode, then you mail out the replay, 25 buy, that's 50 people. If it's a $20 a month thing, you just created a $500 a month income. If it's a $40 a month thing, you just created $1,000 a month income. If it's an $80 a month thing, you just created $2,000 a month. If it's a $100 thing, that's what? $5,000 a month from one webisode. Now, what Travis says is that he closes that same percentage for up to 5 webisodes with the exact same offer. So potentially off your list, let's just take the bottom number, $20. That's $500 income. You did that 5 times. It's $500 a pop. 5 times. That's $2,500 in recurring income. Again, you double that to 40. You just got yourself $500, $5,000 a month in recurring income. If it was $100 a month that you could close 25%, that's 5,000 times. So that's $25,000 a month. By the way, for those of you watching, if you go to reseller it's on the screen here, resellertoolkit.com/4-traffic-48-hours. I know it's a long URL. You can get my $107 for traffic sources product for only $47. You don't pay $107. You only pay $47. That offer expires sometime today, right? So this webisode thing's incredible. Now, this is just one example. I'm just curious. I'm curious, like, okay, will this webisode thing really work the way he says? I'm curious. Right now, if you're not curious, you're not going to do stuff, so you ain't going to make money, and you're costing yourself a fortune. I mean, a fortune. Like I just showed you, if you don't try out the webisode idea, you're potentially 5 times, you're potentially costing yourself somewhere between $5,000 to $25,000 a month. Let's say it's only $2,500 a month, and you're only charging $20. It's $2,500 a month, but that's times 12. You just cost yourself $30,000 by not being curious for the year, just by not being curious, right? That's like if you're only selling something for $20 a month. You just cost yourself $30,000, right? So you got to be curious, see? You got to be curious. Now, there's a lot of things to be curious about. I'm just using an example of the webisode because it's a really great idea. It's a great method, and I'm really freaking curious about it. Little 30-minute webinar, 15 minutes content, 15 minutes of pitch, a little $20 or $40 recurring offer, trial offer. Who knows what it could do for you, right? I've done a lot of things. The other thing is when you're really curious, it's fun, right? It makes your business really fun when you're really curious. So if you're watching this on replay, type replay. If you're watching the bidder in, type bidder in. If you're watching it live, type live. And again, there's a URL on my screen if you want to save, get my $107 for traffic secrets for only $47, but that offer expires today. What are you curious about, and what are you going to do as a result of it? Are you going to go out and conduct a test based on your curiosity? See, I mean, if you're curious, you don't do anything, then it got you nowhere. You're just curious. It didn't make you any money. But if you're curious and you act on that curiosity, it could make you a fortune. Now, not everything you're curious about is going to work out. Like, typically, you'll test a number of ideas to find one that works, but that one that works could really be a gusher. That's really the thing, right? Is you test a lot of things to find one that works, but the one that works can really be a gusher, right? Bob Serling had a method for getting testimonials. And it's one of these things where you do it and then you just don't do it again the rest of your career for no good reason. This happens. So he had a method for getting testimonials. I used that that method back in 1997. I got over 100 pages of testimonials for Amazing Formula, sent sales through the roof. I should still be doing it. I'm not doing it. Put that on your to-do list, Marlon Sanders. Put that on the to-do list, right? But I was just curious. Okay, what happens if I do this, right? What happens if I do this? That's how my friend Dagan Smith invented what he calls the invisible funnel. He was curious what would happen, right? He was curious what would happen. And it turns out he made as much of $250,000 from one webinar and paid off his house before he got married from one webinar. Right? That's what happened. It's called the invisible funnel. So what are you curious about? What are you going to act on? If you're watching this on replay, type replay. If you watch the live, type live. If you watch the bidder in, type bidder in. If you've not got my free seed marketing report, it's over at marlonsanders.com. Hey, listen, this curiosity thing is really important. If you're not doing it, it's costing you a fortune. It's costing you a fortune to not be curious about stuff and not act on it and just treat it like a job, right? Oh, yeah, well, I got a bunch of crap I need to do today, right?